Welcome to Dave D's Random Watch. As you can tell, clearly I've been filming a lot of these the same day. You gotta film them when you can fit it in. The next pick that I drew was a movie that has been in my collection probably since 2008. And in fact, when I drew Finding Neverland, it was still in the plastic wrap that it came in. So I've had this movie since 2008, estimate 2007, 2008 when I got a Blu-ray player. I've had this movie for that long, never thought to watch it, never watched it until the other day. In fact, the movie is so new, it's full of all that, or so old, excuse me, but it was new when I bought it. Blu-rays were just coming out, and it's full of the Blu-ray is better than DVD propaganda. I kind of wish places like Walmart would be aware of that stuff, because they sell way more DVDs than Blu-rays than they should. And it's kind of weird. Now that 4K is out, they got like some 4K, some Blu-ray, and a lot of DVDs yet. I'm sorry, Walmart or other people, retailers. I like the high resolution stuff. So Finding Neverland was the pick, and it tells the story of J.M. Barrie, who wrote Peter Pan, and how he befriended Sylvia Davis and her kids. And the kids and J.M. Barrie, played by Johnny Depp, they would play. That would inspire him to write his stories down. J.M. Barrie was a failed playwright, I would say, or at least the movie depicted that. They depicted him as being somebody who couldn't write or make a good play. But he befriends these kids, and they begin to play, and that inspires him to make Peter Pan, the boy who would not grow up, and then he'd fight the villainous Captain Hook. And so, as the movie goes on, you got your drama, you got things happened, and he releases the play. The play is very popular. That's it. He's made his masterpiece, and now you get to the end of the movie. And of course, we all remember Peter Pan. Now, without getting into spoilers here, before I do, this is why I wanted to do the pick, the draw the thing. This is what I'm talking about. Watching these movies that I've had in my collection, and actually getting a chance to watch them. They're there for a reason, but then sometimes you just don't do it. I really enjoyed this film. And I think it's a good family movie. It's a feel-good movie. It's a movie that makes you happy as well as it makes you sad. It makes you sad as well. And it's overall wonderful picture. Wonderful acted. Kate Winslet plays Sylvia Davis. Although every time she would say Jack, because one of the kids' names was Jack, I'm thinking she must be sick and tired of saying Jack all the time. The kids, Freddie Highmore, who went on to play Charlie in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, from Johnny Depp's request based off this movie. So you see a little Freddie Highmore in this film, and he's grown up to become an actor yet today, where was Norman Bates in Bates Motel, and he's in The Good Doctor. So he's still doing strong for his career. Let's get into some spoiler stuff. Spoiler stuff / real life occurrences. Now, the movie portrays Sylvia Davis as being a widow, and her kids are, their dad has died. And of course, throughout the movie, she gets sick herself. And it turns into one of those stories and then her mom doesn't want her to have anything to do with J.M. Barrie. J.M. Barrie was married to someone else, and then it looks like a three-way love triangle thing where J.M. Barrie really is in love with this other woman, Sylvia Davis. And, you know, the night of the play premieres, that's when she gets really sick. She can't make it. And just like drama, you know, he leaves the premiere of his play to go see her and then brings the play to her later. It's great. It's great for storytelling. It hits all the right beats for storytelling. And that's why when you see something based on a true story, that is why you cannot take it all the way for fact. Just a little basic research, because I wanted to see who these people really were. And unfortunately, tragedy in real life hits the kids, the real characters, not the actors, but the people that they portray in these movies. When those kids grew up, some tragedy happened to them throughout their lives. The biggest key difference is, and Bohemian Rhapsody kind of did the same thing, but the big difference with this is when J.M. Barrie befriended Sylvia Davis when her husband was still alive. You know, they hung out, they did stuff together. It sounds like those kids still gave him inspiration to make Peter Pan. And according to the basic research, her and her husband were there for the premiere of Peter Pan, and he died shortly after that. And then that's when it was almost as those two, J.M. Barrie and Sylvia Davis, were to get together, but then she dies shortly after her husband died. So that's where movies will do this thing. They'll take the truth, but because they're still making a movie, they have to make it entertaining, because maybe if they told it the way it really happened, it might not have made it as an entertaining film, and they wouldn't have had this tension, this love tension that was there. So that's probably why they did what they did. Now, as someone who understands how history is in movie making, you have to separate the two, and you got to acknowledge the fact that it is a movie yet. It's still a movie. If you want to know what really happened to these guys, you have to watch a documentary. As simple as that. So overall, I would rate the movie 3.5 stars out of 4. I'm not going to let some history make my judgment based on the fact whether or not I think the movie was well made, well put together, well acted, well crafted. And it's, like I said, it's a very feel-good movie to watch, and I would highly recommend Finding Neverland. And I cannot believe, after all these years, this was sitting in my collection this whole time, and I finally decided to watch it based on drawing it out of the container. So Finding Neverland, 3.5 stars. Until next time.